think that whole thing is whack, man. That's the reason why we're having this conversation, because of cancel culture, man. But
Yeah.
I think Craig said something that he wanted me to ask you, and just quickly, so we can go ahead and, I think we've been on this joint for almost an hour, bro.
Yeah.
um, he said, you know, if you look at rock bands are held to their own, um, um, they are held to their own levels. Yeah, you compare the biggest bands to the biggest bands, but you never say AC/DC is whack because they never did anything with Iron Maiden. You know what I mean? Or they never did anything with Linkin Park. You know what I mean? No, you look at them for how awesome and amazing they are, their contributions. And at some point, you stop listening to them, but you do remember how great and how massive they was and their effect on that genre. But just saying, it's almost like Metallica and System of a Down walking down the same lane. They are so far off the same lane. I mean, so, and ages, but at some point, man, that's how some rappers got to be. Some artists got to be. I think that's where M is right now. I ain't beefing with him for it. I don't listen to his stuff. Honestly, I'm a big supporter of his. I'm a big fan of his. But it also got to a point where his music wasn't really touching me the way it was anymore. So I started listening to something else, and that's when 50 Cent became my guy. You know what I mean? And so, but that's brilliant though. But that never stopped me from understanding how this dude outworks any rapper. I don't ever want to take my wife to a restaurant and they not work exceptionally hard at making sure we are good. As far as customer service, ambiance, the food, I want the steak. If we're paying $50 for that steak, I want it to be on point. Now, that's what Eminem does with every single bar. And the people that realize that and actually still appreciate that, we're going nowhere. But we also wish that he would do this. Now, old men embarrass themselves when they do finally decide to do stuff like that. Like they end up doing something like Michael Jackson and Eddie Murphy doing a daggone song together. Or Rick James and Eddie Murphy, because they want to be cool and I want to do something with the young kids now. It looks dumb. Do your own thing, Rick James. Do your own thing, Prince. I don't want to see Prince on no daggone song with Trey Songz. I mean, R.I.P. Prince. But I'm just saying, you don't
why couldn't Eminem bring Body Count? Do a song with Body Count.
Because Body Count is not that good to me.
I agree.
I'm just saying. I mean, I like Ice-T. I mean, I'm just saying. They're just not that good to me. I wish they was, man. I mean, they got the posture and probably the same content of a Rage Against the Machine or something like that, but I'm just to me, and I don't have rock ears, so what I'm saying is garbage.
You got some rock ears. When you did that reaction to Slaughter to Prevail, when that breakdown came in and he said that crazy stuff you didn't understand, you did the right head bob. You did the correct head bob. It was correct, right? You felt that. And then you said, you know what, this beat right here is something that I could see go into other areas right away thinking about hip hop. That really heavy, slow hitting beat, if you think about it, is very similar if you were to put it in an 808 or if you put it in a hip hop beat. That's that stompiness you get with the baby, right?
Yeah.
It's that really stompy hip hop. So you heard it right away. You do have that rock ear. And I think that's where Body Count kind of lost. They didn't do anything that took rock and roll and made it hip hop. They tried to be hip hop personalities doing rock and roll. And I think it was good for what it was, but it's not something that anybody has on a playlist. I don't think I have it on.
It was whack. It was a failure. It was a failure. He was focused so much on his TV career that I don't think he put too much thought into that, right? They should have probably did a lot more. I mean, I'm sure it was a test market, but Body Count has their fans because I've had people purchase merch before and say, could you please do some Body Count? And then I go and look, oh, who is Body Count? Oh man, these numbers are low, right? Are you sure you want to do that? You sure you don't want any Def Leppard or Little or something? I mean, but hey, They said, man, come on, a rapper is the lead singer of it, and blah blah blah. I don't know, man. Anyway, all right.
Man, I might have to put my foot in my mouth. Eminem might come out with that Papa Roach track. They've done Papa Roach, Jacoby Shaddix, and Eminem. They've got a little bit of a history together. They've done some festivals together. They've done some promotions and some stuff. If they dropped that the Last Resort, they're re-recording it. They said there's going to be some hip hop influence and some hip hop artists. If Eminem comes out on that track, I'll tell you how long it takes me to take my foot back out of my mouth at that point.
Well, with that, if he does that, that might bring all the ESTs back over to Stan land, and I don't know, that might hurt.
I'm not ready to die on the MGK mountain, right? Like it's not that I'm trying to hate on Eminem. It's just I'm thirsty and I'm hungry for content that he's not putting out, and I want him to. It's not that I'm saying he's not because he can't. It's like, come on, if you're Eminem and you have, even if you don't have the knowledge or the know-how to play the guitar right now, you're Eminem. Take 6 months and 50 grand, and you'll know how to play the guitar. Like
you don't have to. You're out your daggone. I'm eating grapes. I'm eating. The dude is. He is. Here's the thing. He is literally masterful at his craft, and we're telling him to do more. What? I mean, and let me say, and this right here is actually, I'm fussing at you a little bit, because you need to support a fellow white man in this art. No, hold on, listen. In this art right here, it's already hard as hell for him to be respected too. MGK has to go through that as well. Why are we not realizing how masterful the guy is and just saying, bruh, you've done enough. If you do nothing else, man, you've done enough. You belong on Mount Rushmore rap because of that. And you don't have to tinkle with the kids and try to make me feel good anymore. Look, he understand. Grandpa done did his job. Y'all was rocking with me back then. It's new fire out here. Go ahead, do your thing. But I am occasionally going to let them know and let y'all know that I'm the best rapper there is, that's still breathing. And then when it comes to,
my point on that is I don't have to support him as my fellow white dude, because he did it regardless of me, right? So
did he though?
Not only was it a disadvantage, but it was also an advantage, right? Like how many people tuned into Eminem when they heard like, yo, white boy can spit, right? They've never heard him before that, and they wouldn't really pay attention to him after that. But they heard white boy can spit. So it was a disadvantage to an extent, but it was also an advantage too, right? Once people heard, once he started getting that validation of he can do it, he's won this many, freestyles or done this or that. Once people started to get on the radar of white boy can spit, that did, like, even if you look at in interviews now, 50 Cent's like, don't mess with the white dude. Like, you can't mess with him, right? So him being the white guy already has the advantage to where I don't have to try to be impressed. I'm not going to act impressed that he's the white guy that did it.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And he's the one that did it.
You know what? I'm standing there with you too. I do think it was a major advantage. I think it's still a major advantage, but it still don't take away from the fact that whether he was white or black, he had to put in that work, and he still puts in that work in order to be the best lyricist there is. I agree. I don't give a good goddamn how well you cook. If you're constantly putting out flyers and putting out all these things all over the internet, and you're having a party, when we get to your party, and you're selling your dinners, how you perform when we get there is what we'll say, whether we stay or whether we tell more people about you, whether you're black, white, or other. When he finally got the spotlight on him, he performed. He overperformed. And that was the advantage. Yep. Preparation was his thing. Not, okay, look at me, I finally got the light on me. Yeah, I'm white, roll with me. No, we would have rolled with you until we realized that you was whack. But guess what? We realized not only are you white, but you spitting. You on songs with legends. Like, here's how you earn it right here. And I'm talking to MGK's people. Here's how you earn it. Do a song with a legend and killed the legend.
Mm-hmm.
What songs have MGK done with a legend and killed the legend?
To this point, I couldn't name one. I couldn't tell you one.
Now, here's what I need him to do. Do
Mhm.
that, and then I'll be talking about putting you in the top 10. Until you can do that, I can't say. Everybody that's in my top 10 right now have been on songs with legends before and held their own, man.
Yep.
And
Yep. The only thing
not.
that I could say for an example would be I liked MGK's "What's Poppin'" verse better than any of the verses that came out. Personally,
What?
Personally, I did. I'm not going to say it's better. I'm like I said, that's a personal opinion. I liked it. I'm not saying it is better. If I was to say who had the best, not which one I liked the best, but who had the best, I'd say Tory Lanez had the best. Tory Lanez had the most words, the most actions per minute. He said the most, did the most, he explained. And he had, not only that, but he had true punchlines, right? He said, I'm out here with somebody's daughter. She's calling me daddy. I'm somebody's father. It was a punchline. That's a laugh. That's a, ha! He said that, you know? The rest of them was just they were bars. It was full of lyric. I'm never going to talk bad about Wayne. But if I had to say the best line, I'd have to say Tory Lanez. But my favorite was MGK.
Lyrically, Tory Lanez did have the best one. Lyrically, he had the best one. But when you're talking about the all-around package, the fact that MGK did one and he made it look real swagged out, like, man, just send me this right here. Let me do this right quick. Yeah. It added to it for you. But I feel you. And you gotta you're a big fan of MGK's. We're gonna put that out there too. He probably wouldn't have said that if he wasn't. But
but that's probably right.